compatibility is something that people have forgotten to think about when it comes to relationships. I see it all the time. We get so caught up in attraction, and attraction is important, don't get me wrong, but attraction is something that, it changes over time in a relationship, and it does change. If you've been married to somebody for 20 years and you've got 3 children or 6 children, your attraction to each other is going to change, and sometimes you need to work on it to keep it there, and you can keep it and you should keep it. But compatibility is not something that you can fake or make up. I've seen it happen so many times. I have one of my clients who, entered into a relationship, and from the very beginning, they weren't compatible, but they were in denial about that, and they thought that they could, work around it, and they tried to. She tried to change who she was and what she wanted, and he tried to change who he was and what he wanted, and in the end, it ended up in separation, and it had to because they're not compatible. Either that or they were going to be miserable for the rest of their lives. And I know that I've been in those situations, and I'm sure so many of you have as well, where, you get into a relationship and it feels amazing. The attraction is amazing. There's this real, chemistry between you. But are you compatible? I know I've gotten into relationships like that, and then a little bit down the track you realise that you want different things, or you're just not quite gelling, or you both want to be the centre of attention, or you're both kind of really reserved and not wanting to take any action. Whatever it is, if you're not compatible, there's nothing that you can do about that. You can't change that. So I really urge people, when you get into, especially when you're a little bit older, like when you're a teenager or early 20s, then all that really matters is attraction in some sense of the word, because you're not going to be spending your life together necessarily. But when you're hitting your 30s and above, compatibility is one of the most important things to be thinking about when it comes to dating somebody, or going beyond dating and entering into a relationship. So what is compatibility? People wonder what it actually is. And there's lots of areas to compatibility. One of the most important things is that you want the same thing in life. So important. If you get into a relationship with somebody and they want to travel the world and build an empire, and have multiple businesses and lots of money, and have a multinational business, and that's what they really want, and you are the kind of person who wants to have a beautiful home with a veggie patch, and have your family over every Sunday, your extended family over every Sunday for roast lunch, and perhaps you want to go to the local football game all the time. You're not compatible. It doesn't matter how much you love each other. It doesn't matter how attracted to each other you are. I guarantee you that relationship won't work. You could get married and you'll end up resenting each other, or denying yourself the things that you really want, to the point that you're depressed and miserable and you're not living your best life. Or you put aside the things that, or you do the things that you want. You push and push and push for it, and you're always fighting and having an awful relationship. Either way, compatibility is one of the most important things if you want to have a long-term relationship. You can love lots of people. You can be attracted to lots of people, but having a long-term, awesome relationship with somebody, you have to be compatible. Compatible doesn't even mean that you're the same either. My husband and I are so compatible, and we're really different in many ways. And that's what makes us compatible. I am a deeply, deeply sensitive person, and I pick up on all the subtleties that there are in me, in him, in the world around us. And he's not. He's really analytical and really pragmatic. And he misses a lot of the subtleties. Does that frustrate me at times? Yes, it does. Does my super sensitivity frustrate him at times? I'm sure it does. But it makes us compatible because we also share the same values and the same goals in life, which is to evolve and grow as much as we possibly can. And so we love, and our differences in that area make us compatible. Because if we were both highly sensitive like I am, we'd be freaking out all the time and never be able to move forward. And if we're both pragmatic and practical like he is without that super sensitivity, then we wouldn't be able to find the subtleties in life through which we grow. So, and it's not to say that every relationship has to have a super sensitive and a super pragmatic person. No, but for us, because we have a similar goal of wanting to grow, that makes us compatible. There's lots of things that make you compatible. Sometimes it is about having similarities. Certainly, it's about having the same goals, wanting to go to the same place in life, like wanting the same kind of life, and having the same values. That makes you compatible, and having personalities that complement each other. Hopefully this helps a little bit for some people who have been asking me about what does compatibility mean. And also, I think more importantly, I just wanted to share this with people who are getting into new relationships and reminding you that, if you're over 22, you want to make sure that it's not just attraction, but there is compatibility present as well. Love you all. Merry Christmas.